Hey. So, the thing I find interesting is, there's no mention of the three, these three branches in the main storyline. Oh yeah, I shouldn't have bought Chie, crap. Should have bought her up. But, so it's interesting that one of these alliances actually came up in the main story. So, Grimm is definitely related. Anyway, let's kill Snow White. I wish I could bring in allies into these. Together. Ooh. See, we learned that in the book when we were looking into the lore that basically this world's god of greed is some kind of druid god. And its brother sealed him in... Well, its brother sealed him in the planet, essentially.
I know who you are.
Wow. Fetish much? That outfit. Okay. Come on, buddy.
Man is imperfect in every sense. Do not disappoint me. Out of breath already. Refuse the choice. Such is the way of God. Do not disappoint me.
Yeah, the eyeball reflects. Yay!
Its power wanes.
Hell?
Do not disappoint me. The middle road is the only true. Resign yourself to your fate.
Oh, fuck. Only that attack she does just knocks you in the head.
Time to succumb.
I don't want to die yet. My duties remain unfulfilled.
Well, you're part of the main storyline, so I guess I'll go ahead and spare you.
I don't want to die yet. My duties remain unfulfilled.
This must be
What the
destiny.
hell's up with that hairdo? So the leader of Gwyn claims to know me. Now, this could go two ways. They could know just, about the sorcerer guy, or maybe she knows a bit more what's actually going on, maybe. Because something I thought about? You remember, before I was like, well, he said he foresaw me becoming a monster. In his visions, but he's actually the monster. You could argue he was seeing the version of you after absorbing him and thus becoming him. What the hell? What? Amelia, she has a really cool hairstyle.
Red Hood. She told me of you.
The lack of suspicion she regarded me with spoke volumes. Did she take me for an ally? Or was it the simple confidence that she could crush me at a moment's notice? Or was she trying to recruit me for the Order?
Well, I gotta start somewhere.
Before it was slain, the fiend split the carriage to splinters. Many were injured. From the wreckage, one man rose. Old and bound by an enchantment. That was the first time I saw him. The man who stood at the pinnacle of Avalon.
How you've grown, child.
He spoke in the tone of a doting grandfather. Needless to say, we bear no blood relation.
That you know of.
Here stood the 13th Persepius. My first impression. A man gone senile, memory lost to the years.
Child, what's this old man talking about? If this fool's a great sorcerer, then I'm a damsel in distress.
I was surprised as well.
Came Terwin's voice from behind me.
For this is the true face of Avalon's commander.
He never appeared in public. As a result, precious few knew anything about him.
So it's basically a puppeteer act. You know, oh, great leader, can we see him? No, he's terminally ill in the back. I speak on his behalf. I speak for the people in the leader.
To most, he was more legend than living man. Only his name was known by all.
How you've grown, my little one.
I told him a second time that I was not his grandchild. Was
That
this the luminary guiding Avalon?
That you know of.
No matter. He'll still suffice for a hostage till he coughs up the Ars Magica.
The Ars Magica in Totalis. A grimoire said to hold every spell ever known to man. The knowledge passed from one Persepius to the next.
We have need of a spell to halt time for all the world.
It was then the whistling came. Arrows rained from behind. Avalon's assassins had arrived. Or rather, I had brought them. 'Twas folly to think they wouldn't tail a prime suspect like myself.
Random humanoids. Easy prey. Prophecy that says when the world dies, the new is born. Ah, so the Order of Grimm know the reality of the world. Because obviously when she said she wanted a spell to stop time, that obviously rung some red flags.
This assassin must have been tailing.
Oh well,
I
he died
will
on
spill
scene.
your guts, you traitor!
Oh, look at him, he looks like he's totally going to take me, man. I don't think I have a chance. This dude's probably going to be too much, man. I don't know how I'm going to do it. He's stuck between us. Just stay right there. No, stay right there.
I was there the whole time. I saw you in the Redwood.
Out of breath already.
Damn.
I knew you'd been in contact with Grim.
Do not disappoint.
He definitely hits fucking hard, though. See, the shitty thing about that spell is Humanoids
Never
are
even
way
imagined
too
you'd get
hard to hit
mixed up
with
with
this.
heretics.
Past fortune, vanity.
But now you've finally shown your true colors. Heretics of Grim. Is the hostage safe?
Foolish.
You've so much upon the hair. Avalon will crush you.
You're giving a good combo.
Yes, it'll be a massacre.
Strategically wise, he is doing better than most of the humanoid sorcerers. But still, not much of a match. He definitely does deal the damage, though. He got the damage. Can't deny that. Nothing too special though. Just an upgraded version.
Gravely injured, the assassin made his plea. They had Red, and were offering an exchange.
Let's see.
I failed to stifle a groan. For she must have been taken, and just after we parted.
Yeah, good
By
job,
the
Wade.
man sent to shadow me, no less.
All you bragging, I'd laugh if you died. I didn't say I couldn't die. But most of the sorcerer fights have been pretty much pathetic.
The members of Grimm deliberated.
We have ample store of apple shades already.
Having persuaded the others, Terwin spoke for the Order.
You. Tell them they will have no accord.
The assassin left, leaving a trail of blood behind him. Red was to be left to her fate then.
Our goal is greater than any one of us. The eternal recursion must stop.
Terwin spoke these words to her shaken comrades. Well, so be it. The task falls to me. I'll have to save Semelia myself, poor forgotten creature. And fair enough, I'm responsible in part for her capture. Can't let the girl die before I pay her back. She'd haunt me.
That I'd believe.
The Order of Grimm seeks to prevent the prophecy of eternal recursion. And Red Hood may get caught in the middle. Our author is planning to challenge the Order of Grimm.
I clenched my fists, determined. Terwyn must have noticed and turned her shut-eyed stare on me.
Her stories painted you as cleverer than that.
Red was to be executed. I was still suspected by Avalon. Only one solution could solve both problems. Steal back Persapius.
Oh, you
You're
could fight.
a strange one, eh?
I was gonna say you could fight them.
I had felt no presence there. By the time I had noticed him, he stood at my side. Close your eyes, he said, and the ground began to shake. A sudden gale blew.
You thought me a doddering old man too, did you?
I opened my eyes to unfamiliar surroundings. Terwyn and the Order were nowhere in sight. What had happened?
I've a good enough grasp of that lot now. No sense in lingering.
The wily old goat.
You played them for fools.
Not one of them had seen through his act. He had been able to escape from the very start. In retrospect, the notion that Avalon's head would be so easily taken was preposterous.
We'd best be off, eh? Your friend will be waiting for us.
I made for Avalon's fortress as fast as I was able. The hours till Red's execution were ticking away.
But not yet. But I definitely am. Oh, I'm so looking forward to that. I've been looking for a fantastic excuse to do a playthrough of Saga Frontier in full. Because I've only ever done Blue and Loot. And I got in the end of Wiki and the Robot. And I think I was near the end of Wed's storyline too. But I had never been any of those but Loot and Blue storylines. Wait, what? Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait, what? What do you mean, where? Who? Whoa, where'd you hear this from? Cancelled? Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, let's go to the PlayAsia forums here. Where are you getting this? Just now? Like, just the physical form is cancelled, or the entire PS4 version is cancelled? What? Whoa, what the fuck? What is going on here? PS4 version cancelled. Doesn't state a reason, just canceled. That is really disappointing. Well, I hope they program it well. I know everyone's Switch crazy and shit, and I understand if you do a lot of portability, but like the reason I usually avoid Switch versions of anything is just because some of them don't turn out good. Some companies don't do a very good job on them. Just physical. That sucks. Well, it's pre-orders right now. But yeah. That sucks. I doubt it would sell out. I mean, because all of the other Play Asia, or the Asian version of Square Enix's titles have been available. So I don't think a sellout situation happened, but yeah, that, like, I wonder why it's canceled, though. If, like, the entire PS4 version was being scrapped for some reason, that'd be one thing. But just canceling the PS4 physical? That seems kind of weird. I don't know why they would do that. Well, I hope the Switch version doesn't get canceled, too. I was really disappointing that we didn't get Romancing Saga 2 on physical. We got Romancing Saga 3, but they didn't do one for 2, so... I mean, if it plays and everything, I don't mind it being on Switch. It's just, I'm always concerned about Switch versions of more... I mean, look at Bloodstain, for example. It was terrible on Switch, and yet initially that sold the most copies because people obviously wanted that version, but they put no real good effort into it, and it launched, and the physical version is garbage, and it launched like garbage. Now, if you got it digitally, they fixed it more, but, you know, if you got the physical version, you have a flawed, inferior physical version that's garbage. It's like, I messed that up.
Red was to be... I had felt no presence there. Towin and the Order... Not one of them had seen... Not one of them had seen through his act. He had been able to escape from the very start. In retrospect, the notion that...
Yeah, so it just went straight to the fight. Okay. Make sure I didn't miss anything. But yeah, that's still kind of disappointing because I mean, at least some of the trophies could have been some extra fun, possibly, depending on how they did them. Because there was a lot of fucking shit you can do, find, and side things you can do in Saga Frontier, and considering that we're storing a cut character and who knows what other kind of cut content. Because if you look into, like, anything that covers the unused stuff on Saga Frontier, there's all kinds of crap that was just left on the cutting room floor. There was a lot of stuff. I think this is going to be a version of the Three Little Pigs, because it has a shield and a weapon with a head. Bloodstain. The Bloodstain on Switch was awful. It was so awful, people returned it, refunded it, demanded their Kickstarter version be changed. That's why I just don't really trust getting the Switch version when it's on something else. He gets to join us,
our duty to get our hands dirty. Well done, child.
Yeah, he's a bullshit of 3 little pigs. Instead of being pigs, he's themed after a chimera. He has a helmet on top of his head. Oh, hey! You don't get a lot. Doesn't give you any time to, like, the animation, like after you launch it, it should let you, like, fucking dodge, but you're kind of stuck in the whole animation for a while. Oh yeah, there were other, like the last Adventure Time game that came out, that was on PS4 and Switch. That actually had a critical bug in it. But yeah, I mean, there's a number of Switch games that aren't really as good as their counterparts, and not in just a graphical fidelity way. Like that's one thing, but I mean, like in like just being like reliably functioning. But yeah, I mean, Saga Frontier was originally a PS1 game. So, I mean, hopefully it won't have too many problems on the Switch, but I mean, there's been other games that have been ported to the Switch that weren't optimized very well. So, yeah, I mean, when you look at, like, Dragon Quest XI, which is still an amazing fucking, like, that's just amazing to me that they put 11 not only on the Switch, but it was done so fucking well. And it had more content. Like, that still amazes me. Considering shit like Bloodstain and several other games just have terrible fucking ports.
Heed your elders and watch yourself.
What? What did you hear that for? From? When the hell did they even get a mobile version? I mean, I've never seen anyone play the Switch version, but I can tell you there were a lot of pissed off people on the Kickstarter page. Cause you gotta remember, I backed the game on Kickstarter. There were so many people who either wanted refunds, the PS4 version. They were just like, this is ridiculous how fucking broken the Switch version is. There were so many. It was ridiculous.
Heed your elders and watch yourself.
Come over here where this golem is. Okay, so the golem can mess me up. Yeah, you showed me a screenshot of it, but that's why I said when. Because I don't remember that coming out when the game came out. Gang now. God damn it. Oh no. just won't fucking die.
Keep up, child. Let's put an end to this. Keep up, child. Heed your elders and watch yourself.
We need some offerings here, if you don't mind, little guy. Oh, that. Oh. Oh, look at the old. Or you could just die. I just think it's funny they can't get the game to one Switch and they expect a mobile port. I don't know.
Obey the code.
Yeah, I guess he would want me to sacrifice, wouldn't he? Well, I don't want to kill any of the main people, so. You do know who I am, right? I mean, I don't know if it was because of they rushed it or if they would like I said, I've never seen the Switch version, so I don't know if like now it's perfectly fine or if it's still inferior. But yeah, I mean, the Switch obviously can handle shit if you take the time to do it. I mean, fucking Dragon Quest 11 is on it, and it's like perfect. Some new stuff. War Beast Whiskers. He gets a lion on his chest. Man, look at him. He is dog looking. He is like pure evil. Oh, he even has wet eyes. He went from fucking senile old man to Skeletor.
That grim lot prattled on about averting the world's end.
He laughed that he wouldn't give the Ars Magica to a dubious cult, even if it were possible. But the book doesn't exist in the first place, he explained. Not as such.
It's all up in the old noggin.
The flesh, he claimed, is but a vessel for carrying knowledge on to the next generation. When accepting the mantle, each new Persapius sacrifices his predecessor. In so doing, he claims all of the prior generation's memory. The sum of that knowledge is the Ars Magica in Totalis.
Well, it's a good thing they didn't know that, because fuck, they would just probably sacrificed him.
But such a colossal store taxes the human memory past its limits. The price is his inability to learn without forgetting something else.
For you, I'll make an exception. Your name, please?
He joked that I should hope he didn't forget anything important in exchange. It had been hours since I'd seen him back to Avalon's stronghold. On his command, Semelia had been safely released.
Why?
I was tasked with her escort back to Grimm.
Why would he do that after they just kidnapped him now?
I told her we were even now.
Not by a long shot, Spot.
She replied. Just the same, a smile of relief played on her face.
Well, I wish I knew what to say at times like these.
She'd never had cause to thank anyone before, she mumbled.
Come to think of it, I still don't know your name.
I gave my reply, and she stopped, cold. The smile on her face disappeared completely. You would think I just heralded the end of the world.
Oh deal. That's... In Nimble, when we did the forced ending, Limblum said our name might be important. The old man was calling us boy like he knows us, and that, to me, seems to indicate that he probably really does. There'll be like some kind of crazy conspiracy, possibly.
Soon, the author will be told of the grim prophecy in detail. The prophecy never should have come to light. That's why this memory was buried. And don't forget, this memory took place before the encounter with Magusar. Red Hood offers a new perspective on this entire tale. Go ahead and read it, but don't let it confuse you.
It was the first I'd heard of Grimm's prophecy in detail. I was left in disbelief. How was my fate related to talk of the world's end? It was some days later I first met Magusar and we began our travels. It was just as Grimm had foreseen. Throughout my journey, I received periodic correspondence from Red. One letter in particular stands out in my memory.
Have you ever paused to wonder how many times we lived out these lives before? Eternal recursion. The world's come and gone and been made new again. The fact that you exist at all proves his every word beyond doubt. And if he foresaw your coming, then surely...
Because if you remember when we did the ending in that, you know, it said back the chalice changed the world back to its original self. So the chalice isn't reborning the world. The chalice is literally just having the world return to what it was before. So we are literally just reliving the events over and over again. Because it's not recreating a new world. We're reliving the original world again.
But even before I learnt of this cycle that binds us, I knew this world is, at its core, unfair. I was born to the Red Hood line, a bloodline cursed, even by our fellow druids. Heretical even to heretics. I was always alone. There were times I cursed my fate, my blood. But I would echo these words within my heart, and courage would always come. This is where my story begins.
Okay, now this is starting to get creepy.
I know you. I know your name well. There is none more sacred to the members of the Order. I expect you find it hard to believe that only your words can echo on, beyond the world's destruction and rebirth. But they did. The words that gave me strength were yours. This is where your story begins, you said.
So, the prisoner is even being the same prisoner. It's not even like a different random sorcerer is creating the loop. It's always the same prisoner, it's always the same people. So literally nothing is actually happening differently.
I was so happy. Happy to meet the one who had given me those words of salvation. Jeffrey Lebron. If the words you left hold true, you will learn better than any just how cruel this world can be. But please, remember this. The words you left behind hold the seeds of hope. I pray that you will offer them to the next world in turn. Even if the world comes crumbling down around you, remember this.
My scattered memories are coming back. The world repeats itself. Most of the events written upon my pages have recurred countless times. Even our imprisonment has played out before, time after countless times. At some point there was a deviation, an event that had not transpired before. That was Grimm's prophecy, and it was passed on to the next world. After countless iterations of reality, it was the one historical fluctuation. The encounter with Red Hood was special, a tale that should never have existed. It was an event that occurred even before the meeting with Magusar. Red Hood told the journal's writer of his fate, according to Grimm's prophecy. Later, the writer of the journal and Magusar would meet. Their journey was nearly the same as it had played out countless times before.
But
Just like Grimm's prophecy, exactly as Red Hood had described.
But
Only with one notable difference. On the journey, the journal's author began to suspect an eternal recursion. Near the end of the world, Magusar went berserk, and the author was convinced. And once you are aware of the charade, the world can never be the same again. Reality continued to recur, but things were gradually rewritten.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you knew time was looping, wouldn't you try to do something? Revise the memories.
There are multiple conclusions to the journey with Magusar. Next, we will see a deviation from this recurrence. A unique tale, the first ever.
Bootstrap paradox. New stuff here. Pure blood. Spider-looking design. Looks like no one else opened up though. What's the difficulty for this new thing? 4 of them? And still easier. It's getting there in the middle though, but still just a little bit easier than the others. Also, note it won't let me select the old ones. So I guess it's a good thing that I did the other ending then. Ugh. Still not quite there. I don't think there's really anything else I want to mess with yet. There's still several things I'm still missing in here. Well,